Mrs. Canikin's back with another Google AI Blitz, and today we are going to dive back into Gemini and we are going to look at the feature called Canvas, which will toggle on, and inside of there we will look at some coding. Sometimes we call it vibe coding. All right, so in the main window of Gemini, we are going to click on the little Tools button, and we're going to come down and we're going to click on Canvas. And so you'll notice now it's kind of a blue shimmer, and we're going to prompt in Canvas, which is good at coding and infographics. So I've pasted a prompt in here that asks for a number line activity in math where students are going to practice estimating where the number is. And we'll ask it to keep track and tell us how far we're off. So I've got a prompt in there. So I'm going to ask it now. I'm going to say on the second round, can you ask me if I want to keep a 100 number line, or maybe we want to change the start and end numbers. Maybe we want to add decimals. Let's see what it does there. So I'm going to press the go and it's going to recalibrate. Ooh, one thing I like to add and I forgot is that it gives me confetti at the end. So there you can see that it's done, and it asked me if I want the start 0 to 100 game or if I want a custom range, and it's got a little toggle switch there. I want, let's see, if I give 0, let's go -5 and see how it does there. It won't give me negatives. Okay. So 0 to 10. Let's see what happens there. Oh, so that looks like 9. So this isn't bad if I had really little kids, but if I had older kids, I would actually want maybe some decimals or negative numbers. So let's ask it, allow for decimals if requested and negative numbers if requested. Provide confetti at the end if the score is less than 25. All right, so we're going to send that again. So I want to customize my challenge. Let's see if it lets me have a negative -5. Oh, decimal mode on. And let's give it 10. Still doesn't let me do negative. Let's see how the decimals work. So I've got 3.3. So it's giving me counting by 0.4. Okay, so it is gonna work at decimals 6.2. And so let's just see what happens for the confetti. I'm gonna play to the end here. So here's our final one. Let's see what happens. Check, see results, a little bit of confetti, elite performance unlocked. And so this time it didn't give me, it's supposed to give me an option to change. So I need to keep working on this guy. I would ask one more time to say, make sure you ask me about the level every time, maybe more confetti, so I can ask it for some more things like that. Now, here's the thing with Gemini. At the end, when we're done, we have to click the share button and copy contents. And at this point, you can't just publish straight out of the coding program. And that makes it a little more tricky to use. However, not very difficult at all. What we're going to do, the best place to put that is in a Google site. So I have a Google site here. So now we're in an existing Google site. There'll be a video link in the description that shows how to really make your own Google site from scratch in like less than 5 minutes so that you can post code for your activities and then any page in the Google site or an item, and use that in Google Classroom or Seesaw so students can use it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to click on embed and embed code, and then I'm going to paste my code in from the site, and look, there it is. There's my challenge. I'm going to click insert, and then it sits inside of the Google site, and I can play it here. You can see I have some other items. Let's take a look at some other things that we've made with the coding program. This is actually have to go into preview mode. There we go. So this is a matching game that we made. So Halifax and Quebec, those do not match. Halifax, Nova Scotia, they do. So you can see it's counting matches and mistakes. Over here on our feedback tab, we have an estimation here. This will be interesting because we can see how it looks different. This one has a guide mode with markers for 25, 50, and 75 and a blank number line. So this one looks a little different than the one that I created before. Similar prompt. but you can see that it doesn't always have the same outcome. So this one puts a green dot for the target, blue dot where I was. That's interesting. You'll notice this one doesn't have like a 50 bar in the middle. And so it makes it a little harder. It's counting, keeping my total score. So that was another one that shows the power of feedback. The more I practice that, the better that I get. Over here, these are some ones that I coded in Canvas. And so we have some science, some fact challenges. So this is a flip card one. So this would be great for students who are just practicing. Okay, hottest planet in the solar system. Oh, I know that one. It's Venus. Flip the card. Am I right? Yes, got it right. Flip the card. How long is a year on Neptune? I have no idea. 165 years. I got that one wrong. So you can see up here that it's keeping track of how many cards I've had and a score. So again, that would be some feedback as well for students. And the metacognition part, did I get it? Did I not? A note that it's important when we're doing any of this coding to check for mistakes. This is a really good example that just happened to me recently. I was making a matching. I had uploaded the grade 4 curriculum from social studies, an actual upload of the document, and I came across this. It asks, is coal renewable or non-renewable? And the answer, it depends. If it grows back, it's renewable, or if it's mined, it's non-renewable. So clearly a false answer, a hallucination. Be aware of that. When you are coding, this is one that I coded. It's called science retrieval. So I gave it the science curriculum from grade 4, and I asked it for items from a month ago, a week ago, current, and then a longer term. And so when I click on here, it says weather is a daily pattern, climate's long-term. Do I have it or not? Okay, got it. The main job of the circulatory system, put blood around the body. Okay, got it. If I look down here, I have a legend. So this one says 3 points was from the energy and flight unit. 4 points was from matter. I can use a similar code, put a different topic in, and all sorts of things that we can do to make different learning activities in Gemini using the Canvas tool.
So your task for this challenge is going to be to create an activity of your own in Gemini's Canvas for coding, but I want to give you an idea of some of the incredible things that you can code. Here's a website called Learning Interactive's Playground from an Alberta technology coach, and so these are all items that were coded with the Alberta curriculum in mind. So let's take a look really quickly at some of the things that you could code just for ideas. There's vocabulary matching, flashcards, multiple choice, drop downs, music, guitar work, Venn diagrams. Lots of teachers love these visual schedules or timers. There's money sorting, more sorting, lots of sorting activities here, matching. Here's a life cycle where you drag the items in. There's another drag and drop, reading comprehension, symbols, all sorts of ideas for activities all across the curriculum. For your Google AI Blitz submission, on your slide deck, you're going to give a brief written description of the code that you created, and then you're going to go to Google Classroom. There's going to be a separate activity there where you're going to get instructions for submitting a screencast where you're going to give us a little walkthrough of your code in action. And then there's also going to be a separate bonus activity, and you can read about the bonus in the description of this video and in our newsletter. If you create a Google site and add your coding activity there, you can qualify for a bonus.
Thanks for playing along with the Google AI Blitz. Like and subscribe the channel and do the other sessions.